Hello friends, welcome to another session of video tutorial on Java. Please subscribe to my channel. To subscribe to my channel, click on the subscribe button and then click on the bell icon so that whenever I post a new video, you get the latest updates. In today's session, we are going to take a look at abstract class and interface. What is abstract class? If a class is declared with abstract keyword, then that class will become abstract class. By using abstract class, we can hide some of the implementation details from the user. Let us see an example of this. Let us go to Eclipse. Okay, let me close all of these. Okay, I'm going to create a new project here, Java project, and this one I'm going to call it as abstraction. Okay, click on finish. Okay, let me create a package. Okay, inside that I'm going to create a new class. Enable main here, click on finish. Okay, I'm going to create another class here. Right click, new class. Okay, so this one I'm going to call it as abstract sample. Click on finish. Okay, so there are a few things to note here. One is the class becomes abstract by just adding abstract keyword. Here I'm going to declare some variables and initialize them, and I'm also going to have methods here. Method 1, abstract class method 1, and public void method 2. Okay, so now this is a variable declaration and initialization. Okay, so this is method declaration and implementation. Okay, if you look at the second method, this is just a declaration. Okay, and there is no implementation here. Abstract class can have methods implemented, or abstract class can have some methods implemented and some unimplemented. Okay, so abstract class can have some methods implemented and some unimplemented method. If a class, okay, which is a normal class, if a class has one unimplemented method, then that class must be declared as abstract. Okay, so this method is not implemented, so this method will also become abstract method. So abstract methods are methods which doesn't have any implementation. Once we have one abstract method within a class, that class must be declared as abstract class. The abstract class may have implementation and may not have implementation. Okay, it is not necessary that abstract class must have only unimplemented method. So it can also have implemented methods and unimplemented methods plus the instance variables. Okay, so let me save this. Okay, now this is an abstract class. The abstract class, the other thing is abstract class you cannot create, instantiate an abstract class. That means you cannot create an object of this abstract class, but you can extend it. Okay, the first thing says you cannot create an object of abstract class. So let us try to create and see what happens. Okay, inside the main I will try to create I'm trying to create an object of abstract class here. As you can see, it cannot instantiate the type abstract sample because it is an abstract class, but you can extend it. So how do I extend it? So by just adding extends to this class and add the class name. Okay, so as soon as I add extends, so it'll give me an option to add unimplemented method. So let me add unimplemented method here. Okay, I'm just going to print out here. So I'm going to just print derived class implementation for method 2. Okay, so now so here we have implemented this method 2, but how do I call this method now? Method 1. Suppose if I want to call this method 1, since I cannot create any object of this class, but I can always create an object of this class, which is a derived class, and access the method from the base class. Okay, so let me create an object of derived class. The derived class in this case is abstract main. Okay, obj main is equal to new of abstract main. Okay, now I can access both methods. As you can see, method 1 and method 2 are both accessible now. Okay, method 1 and object main dot method 2. Okay, method 2 is implemented in a derived class and implemented in base class. That is, method 1 is implemented in base class. Okay, so let me run this. Right click on abstract main, run as Java application. As you can see, it has printed abstract class method 1 and derived class implementation for method 2. So that is an example of abstract class. In abstract class, you can have an instance variable as well as unimplemented methods, that is all unimplemented methods, or all implemented methods, or combination of implemented and unimplemented methods. Okay, so now let us take a look at interface. And the official definition of interface is: an interface is a reference type which is similar to class that can contain only constants, method signatures, default methods, static methods, and nested types. Okay, so interface is nothing but a blueprint of a class. Okay, so let us see an example now. Now let us go back to Eclipse. Here I'm going to create a new package. Under source, go to new, create a package. Click on finish. Let me create a class. Okay, so here main class, enable main, click on finish. Let me create a new right click on the package and go to new, select interface. Okay, provide the interface name, simple interface. Okay, click on finish. Okay, as you can see, it's a public interface called simple interface. Okay, so it looks similar to class, but it is having interface keyword. Since this is public, it can be this interface can be implemented anywhere. If I don't provide public, then it will be restricted to this particular package. Okay, so as we said, it can contain constants and methods. Okay, for example, if I put in pi float, pi is equal to 3.142. Yeah, so this becomes a constant, and there will be unimplemented method like public void method1. Okay, and it also can have default methods, default method, which is D method, I'm going to call it as, and this will have an implementation served. Default void, and also static void yes method, and here I'm going to just print static method in the interface. Okay, default method in the interface. Okay, from the definition we have seen, It is similar to class, and that can contain constants, method signatures, default methods, static methods. Okay, so this is the method signature for unimplemented method. Okay, so it also has default and static method. Here we need not have to declare public, so by default they are all public. Okay, and the constants will be static and final. The constants will be static and final, and the methods will be by default, all of them will be public. Okay, let us see how to implement this. Okay, let us go to main class, and here instead of extends for interface we say implements. The name of the interface is simple interface. Okay, as soon as we type in implements interface, then we get unimplemented method. Let me add unimplemented method. Okay, so let me put something here. Start. Class. Okay, let me save this interface. Yeah. Let me create an object of this main class. Main class obj main is equal to new main class. Okay, so through this object, okay, so we can make use of method 1 and object main dot d method, which is the default method which we have implemented in the interface. Okay, but we don't have access to this static method. So how do we access the static method? Okay, so what we do here is I will run another method here inside the main class, public void call static method. Okay, so inside this I'm going to make use of the interface name simple interface dot. Okay, I can now access S method, which is similar to static class method. By using this object, now I can call a static method. So let me save this and let me run this. Run as Java application. Okay, so it called method 1 first, which was unimplemented in the interface, which we implemented in this class, and then it called the default method by using this object, and also we called static method, which calls the static method which is implemented in the interface. In interface, the constants are public, static, and final. Okay. Methods are by default public. Okay, so whether you declare it as public or not, by default they are public. Methods can have different return type. As we said, methods can also have different type. Int, okay, so let me declare another method here, which is int add. Okay, int a comma int b. Okay, so let me save this interface. As soon as I save this interface, there is a change now in this interface which needs to be implemented in this main class. Okay, here I'm going to add an implemented method which adds this method. So instead of returning 0, I'm going to add a and b and return the sum of those. This b. Okay. As usual, we can call it using the main object which we created earlier. So I'm passing 5 and 6 as an argument. Okay, and let me run this. Okay, since this is returning, I have to print this here. Sysout. Okay, let me rerun this. Run as Java application. You got the 11 as well. Okay, so that is about interface and abstract class. So where do we use abstract class? So the classic example would be the bank interest rates. The bank interest rates differs from one bank to another bank, and the method to get the bank interest rate for that particular bank can be made as abstract, so that each bank can have its own implementation as the interest rates are different. Where do we use interfaces? Since interfaces mainly contains unimplemented methods, so whenever you want to force the users to implement their own implementation of these methods, then you just give them interface and they will go ahead and implement. If the implementation is different from one customer to another customer and the method name is same, then all you do is you provide the interface to them and then they will have their own implementation of these methods, but the method name will be same. Okay, so it is one way of forcing in keeping the method names same but the implementation different for different users or customers. Okay, so that is the end of this session. Thanks for watching.